Greetings everyone, how are we all feeling today? We are going to get started right off with this rune reading of Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. This goes from October 9th till February 4th of next year. So this retrograde slows down that quick, agile nature of Gemini, urging us to pause, reflect, and rather than pursue external growth. So it asks us to dive into the inner realms of our minds to bring forth old beliefs, thought patterns, and other sort of long-term energetic pattern addictions for re-evaluation. So getting right into it here, right off the bat, we have the U branch. So this is called the U, Y-E-W, because it is known as the U tree, or the tree of life is known as the U tree, or the ash tree. And this is what bows were made out of back in the day. So this is calling for that stability and endurance, those successful repetitive nature, like being able to make those successful killing shots over and over again is what the bow had to do, right? So just like that, you're called to be ready to perform your tasks or your duties as divine sees fit here for you. So this is the stability. This is kind of like that tree blowing in the breeze, kind of. That bottom is nice and rooted and it's very strong, but the top flexes kind of like that bow would flex. So this is that past energies reading portion of the reading here. And the current energies, we have this beautiful Sawilo. This is Sawilo, the sun rune. And this is really beautiful energy because this is about our good luck, our good fortune, right? Everything that the sun's light touches, it is blessed. So you're feeling kind of like this right now too, where you're feeling like you can do no wrong. The trick here is to not let your ego take control of everything. So do it so ever so humbly, with gratitude, and be willing to reciprocate those energies that are around you at this time. So moving forward into this Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, very expansive that Jupiter energy is, we have this elk rune. This is Algiz, also known as the elk. And Algiz has those antlers that are always reaching up, connected to divine. That's where we receive our downloads. This is also, I like to call it the rune of faith, or for lack of a better term, the George Michael rune, because you got to have faith, baby. So when we're moving forward, this is about our self-defense, our protection, our coming from that place of knowing, right, and being sure-footed in our faith, like that elk planting its hoof in the tundra, letting out its bugle in the morning air. You can see its breath in the mist. It is gorgeous and beautiful, and you're called to embody this energy right now. Like, be uniquely you. Have faith that it's all going to be working out for your best interest, for divine's best interest at the same time. So moving into the what action can we take for the best possible outcome here. This is beautiful. This is Tiwaz. This is the god Tyr's rune. Self-sacrifice, justice, discipline, that beautiful success. That up arrow is our success. It's also us kind of putting that stake in the ground, saying this is our claim, and moving along with Algiz here, this is our daily repetitive kind of discipline work. Everything that we do, whether it's meditation or if it's tuning into divine divination work, scrying, any sort of connection with divine, is all discipline. It's all a discipline, and it's all a lifestyle. So your lifestyle is your discipline. And this is calling you to get into adapting this faith into your everyday lifestyle here, and moving forward, that this Jupiter retrograde in Gemini is actually going to bless you so much, because when it goes direct again, it'll still be in Gemini. So this is a very cerebral, expansive, aha moment type of energy coming into this. All right, so what are our thoughts, feelings, and emotions? This is Pertho, the Gambler's Cup, and for lack of a better name or term here, I like to call it the Kenny Rogers rune, because you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk away, when to run. This is like an initiation process, right? We're going through this rune here, and we're making all the twists and turns through this adventure, this initiation, this sort of birthing process, or a game process. It kind of feels like a game you're playing, or it kind of feels like you're birthing a new energy here. So this could be divine throwing up his hand saying, hey, look, I got you. Or this could be the shrug of the shoulders saying, okay, well, you're gonna either move forward or repeat life lessons anyway. So this is great energy, and really, I really think this review period of Jupiter retrograde in Gemini is not bad. Like, I don't think retrogrades inherently are bad. There are some that have other darker connotations or meanings, like shadow work sort of stuff, or dream work, or prophetic sort of downloads. But this Jupiter and Gemini energy is expanding your consciousness, expanding your understanding. So this is a review period to go over what you just went through these last few months, reevaluate everything, and then when February rolls around again and it stations direct in Gemini again, you can either repeat that same life lesson, or you can move forward with the knowledge and experience gained. What do we have risk losing in this position here? This is Isa. This is the ice, standstill, stuck, frozen, rigid, repeating life lessons. Look at this. We have the two named runes. I call these are the only two runes that I nickname after musical artists, are across from each other. So music is probably going to be very paramount in your life. I'm getting this like frequency work, guided meditations also. So check that out. Also, we have the sun and the ice directly across from each other. When we don't move forward in divinely guided ways, yes, we get stuck. We repeat these life lessons. When the Gemini and Jupiter retrograde ends, we have kind of this hanging in the balance. We can come back to the sun, or we can move on to this rune. So we'll get to this rune in just a moment. So what we have to risk losing, I really don't think this is a risk. I really think this is, you have the opportunity to lose this. Let the sun melt that ice with your faith, with your convictions, with your sense of justice, your disciplines, throwing it all in, like going all in. Remember that Venus reading I just did recently, the Venus and Scorpio reading. It was all about going all in. Are you going all in? Because this Gambler's Cup says that you're still a little apprehensive about a couple things. So this is a good opportunity for you to evaluate and adapt and begin getting into this rune. Now, this has some major negative connotations out there. This is called Hagalas. This is the hail rune. Now, what this is kind of like, I like to refer to it as the tower. Sorry, I bumped the camera there. I like to refer to this as the tower. However, it can also be the world card in tarot. So what this is, the hail rune, this is that unintended eventualities. This is that, oops, I forgot something. That's kind of the opposite of an aha moment. It's like I just got reminded of something I forgot, or I need to really have this opportunity to rebuild my tower. So what this is calling for, when you're stable, when you're flexing with these energies, what no longer serves us will naturally fall off, and you get to repeat this cycle with a different lens. So after a retrograde, it goes direct again through that same sign, or through the same couple signs usually. So when it is going back again through Gemini again, we get to expand and rebuild that tower. We get to explore our inner and outer worlds with more dedication, with more optimism, with more of this sense of like, yeah, I was stable, I hung in there, I can flex with this, I've done this before, I could do it again, but I know how I worked throughout these lessons, so I could either weather this storm and kind of go in through this process again, or I can build my new tower and explore my world and move on from these energies and bring in more possibly abundance or success or healing work to you. I will pull a few tarot cards in a moment for more clarification about these runes. But first of all, we're going to jump in and get a chakra token for the aftercare for today's rune reading. This is great. We got the root chakra. So the root chakra, this is the 396 hertz solfeggio frequency, and the root chakra is located at the base of the spine. This chakra is associated with survival, safety, and security. Someone with a blocked root chakra would be typically fearful or anxious, a little apprehensive, Listening to the 396 solfeggio frequency will help to stimulate the part of the subconscious brain that is associated with this blockage, and to help unearth negative belief systems and feelings residing deep in the subconscious mind. When your root chakra is unblocked, you should feel secure, connected to your body, and grounded. So this is really a lot of that reviewing process will help you be more grounded. This discipline work is a lot of that grounding energy, that algaes, that rune of faith that's grounded, like planting, right? That stability is rooted, right? The root chakra, the sun, man, that's just lighting up everything for you in your life right now. If this isn't shedding light for clarity for you to move forward, just to kind of go all in, let go of the apprehensions, be yourself, be okay with being you. Be okay with being you. All right, because this Hagalas, the Hail rune, this is going to be a beautiful opportunity in the future for what no longer serves us naturally just to melt away, and we get to rebuild our world, our tower, our universe. Like, everybody is connected. It would be understandable to assume that everybody's experiences, everybody's individual psyche is their own universe, right? So their own worlds in an essence. So when you are building your own world in the future, look at this as an opportunity rather than something you are going to probably resent or regret doing or feel apprehensive about doing. Just go all in, be you. Be okay with being you. Now, let's get these cards out for the tarot. Starting off with Aiwaz, this is going to be the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man in tarot appears upside down. Usually, they're hung by one foot with a rope or a vine that connects them to a tree. While this would seem like a painful state of being, the Hanged Man does not seem to be in any pain. They understand that their sacrifice gains new knowledge and perceptions. The Hanged Man represents the aspect of sacrifice to gain understanding. In the runic tarot, the Norse god representing glory in all activities shows off his talents by flipping midair in what we would call an extreme sports activity. So the hanged man isn't necessarily that negative energy. That's more of a pause and opportunity to learn a new perspective. You're still stable in being you. Like, you get to express your individuality still while you're waiting. You might as well do something like what he's doing. Moving forward is going to be the Sun card. In tarot, the sun is pure and radiant. All the bright and feel-good emotions that go along with feeling warm appear here. You are victorious, and it is time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. There is abundance all around you, and the blessings of luck are on your side. And after this, we have the Moon card for both Algis and Otala. So we're going to determine what the Algis on this card is about. The Moon is a card of hidden lore and dark secrets. Humanity has also seen fear in darkness. It casts shadows of doubt, and our minds create monsters where none exist. The moon, especially when it is full, acts as a flashlight. It illuminates the recesses of places just close enough to see. Especially during eclipse. It isn't bright enough to see a lot. So in this image, the forces of good and shadow clash together. The light is doing its best to protect the delicate rose, while the shadow side seems to be more assertive and overpowering. So this rune of faith is speaking a little bit more to your shadow aspects of self. So let the sun go ahead and illuminate, carry over into these energies, and lend strength to the moon, and let it illuminate your path further as you are moving forward in your convictions. Next up, we have Justice for the rune Tiwaz, and that is the god Tyr. Justice is the card of doing the right thing. Every culture has its concept of fairness, ethics, and what is right. Not everyone can get the upper hand in a dispute. Justice blends the ability to maintain your code of ethics while the rest of the world descends into chaos. When the card comes up in readings, it's time to think about what personal and societal regards as accurate. Do the two align nicely, or are adjustments needed? Tyr represents the best of justice out of all the gods. And for Pertho, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is concerned with fate and the cycles that appear in the world. Fate is the intersection between time and circumstances. Some believe this is predetermined. Others think that the gods and we can change it based on the actions and ethics of a person. When the card appears, we need to look at where we stand in relation to where the cycle is. In Norse mythology, the Norns were the ones who dealt and traded the fate of everything. They lived at the base of Yggdrasil and oversaw the fabrics of each person's time in creation. So this is about your thread of fate, too. Are you going to resist it? Because, it's already being woven for you. So when you resist it, that's that opportunity to repeat life lessons and continue on your thread of fate there, if you want to look at it that way. So you might as well go all in. Divine's got your support. It's ready to catch you. Remember, these are the hands lifting you up or ready to catch you here, saying go ahead and take that leap. For the Hermit card, we have, for Isa, we have the Hermit card. The Hermit is a card of seeking answers. The process of truly knowing and understanding knowledge is not an instant one. It takes time, meditation, and introspection to transform information so it becomes part of one's being. This means being alone for a time. The central figure of the hermit is usually depicted going into or coming out of a cave, room, or another lonely place. This is because they know the best way to solve a problem is through stillness and contemplation. Yeah, so if this being in that what do we risk losing kind of energy, a lot of us have been in this kind of hermit energy, holding the lantern in front of our caves, saying, I have these answers, come look at all these answers, but nobody is coming. So I think this is time for us to leave our cave and go become the Hierophant, or adapt into another part of the fool's journey, okay? Because this is what we get to lose. It's not what we risk losing. It's an opportunity to release this hermit energy and really step into who you truly are. So for the Hagalaz rune, it is the World card. The World represents the beginning and the end. As the final card in the major arcana sequence, it denotes a sense of contemplation, a sense of completion and integration with everything. The story has been told, the lessons are learned, and it is time to close the book and move on. Yeah. The World gives us space to celebrate and integrate the new teachings into your being, just like I said before. Yeah. What naturally doesn't serve you will fall off, and you get to apply all of this learned knowledge. This is going to be great with that root chakra healing work for you as well. So for the mantra, it'll be LAM, L-A-M, for the mantra for that root chakra. And the mudra is a two-hander. We start off in the prayer position, and you remember, here's the church, here's the steeple, open the doors and see all the people. Well, this is a lot like that, where we have the fingers on the inside when we're making our prayer fist, right? And we have the palms of the heels of the palms touching. And then we'll have the index fingers. Yep. We're locking the index fingers and the thumbs, and we're pointing up the middle finger. So again, let's try this out. Prayer position. We're going to lock these last two, the ring and the pinky on the inside. Middle finger goes up, and then these two form an unbreakable link, like a chain here. We're holding it down. So it's going to be like this. We're just pointing it down south toward our root chakra, closing our eyes, envisioning that beautiful red color emanating from that chakra at the base of our spine through our whole bodies with a 396 Hz solfeggio frequency playing. LAM is the mantra we are reciting as we are establishing and opening our root chakra healing work. This is great, y'all. This Jupiter retrograde in Gemini isn't all doom and gloom. If you'd like a rune reading from me personally, you can contact me at youressentialpractice@gmail.com or youressentialpractice.com as well for any of the rune sets that you see or any of the rune jewelry that you see on the channel. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant day.